Oh, is that what's going on?
Yeah, I think so.
By coffee, she means drugs. She's high.
Well, caffeine is a drug. It is. I'm happy about it. Hi, everyone.
Hi, everybody. It's Friday. It's December 4th. May the 4th be with you.
Oh, man.
But, well, December be the 4th be with you.
What?
December the 4th be with you.
December 4th?
Because, every May 4th, they say, may the 4th be with you.
Yeah.
So I'm saying December 4th be with you. Hi. It's the Knockem.
It's Friday.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show coming at you live from Governor's Comedy Club, the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown, New York. GovsRadio.com is the website. You can see our shows there. Govs Comedy Club Radio, that's the name of the Facebook page. That's the name of the YouTube channel. You can see our show in any of those three platforms. They're all streaming at you right now, live on Govs Radio. Home of Governor's Comedy Club. If you do not want to watch our show on your device, you don't want to sit in front of a computer or hold a phone for an hour, you want to sit back on your couch and rub your belly and eat your pancakes,
So weird.
you can watch us on TV. That's right. If you have an app, if you have a smart TV or a Roku or a Fire Stick or an Apple TV, any of those smart devices, you can download an app called Boxcast and you can watch all of our shows right there on Boxcast, right there on your TV. As our good friends Dr. Ken Pichelle and Dr. Don Sill say, we on TV, y'all. That's right. So you can watch all the Govs Radio shows there, all the great Govs Radio shows, even the great show that's premiering tonight, Films on Tap. Apparently it's an old show, but it's new to Govs Radio, and it's the first one they're doing in a long time, so we're very excited about that. That's tonight at 9 o'clock. Lots of great shows here at GovsRadio.com. We ask that you please hit those hearts, hit those likes, and please share. Please share our show, this show right now. Do it right now. And all the shows here at GovsRadio.com. Another way to support Govs Radio is to go to teespring.com, scroll down to the search bar, type in Govs Radio. That takes you to our swag on teespring.com. That's right. Face masks, mugs, hats, t-shirts, all sorts of cool stuff with the Govs Radio logo on it or one of your favorite Govs Radio show logo on it. There, right there on teespring.com. All the support from Teespring goes right back into the studio, which is almost ready, almost good to go.
Almost this weekend.
It looks like it. We're working hard in here to make this studio top-notch and, of course, bringing you top-notch quality content that you would expect from Governor's Comedy Club because they bring in the top talent in the whole nation right here at Govs. So please go to teespring.com. Please like and share. Please tell everybody you know. Make phone calls. Tell people. Put it in your Christmas cards. Merry Christmas. Love Jane and John and the kids. GovsRadio.com. That's how you will sign your Christmas cards. We appreciate all the support very much. Go to govs.com. That is the website to the club. You can get on their mailing list where you can get exclusive information and passes to the club when they're reopened, of course. If you send us a picture on Facebook of yourself with your Govs Radio swag, that's another way to get yourself some free passes to the club when it reopens. Any of the three great Governor's Comedy Clubs, 3 great clubs, 5 great stages, all of them great shows. That's right. So if you'd like to get some free passes to this club, which will be opening soon, we hope. Those shots are coming. So hopefully soon, the club will be open and we can enjoy ourselves again in this building. The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show brought to you by Roslyn Social, located in the heart of Roslyn Village at 1363 Old Northern Boulevard. Their rooftop lounge is open. They're available for curbside pickup, takeout, delivery, and they're on your favorite food service apps. Even their famous cocktails and desserts are available to go as well.
Wow.
So check out Roslyn Social, 516-801-4963, and say hi to Nick. 516-801-4963, and say hi to Nick. Roslyn Social, North Shore's premier rooftop lounge. The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body, who for more than 25 years has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. That's right, customer satisfaction for auto body repairs. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Two Eagles Auto Body handles foreign and domestic automobiles and motorcycles using such techniques as state-of-the-art paint spray booths and computer color matching. In the event of an accident, Two Eagles Auto Body has their own tow trucks. So you don't have to wait 3 hours.
They do everything. They do everything.
And they'll walk you through the process from start to finish. From tow through insurance process to return of your vehicle. They got you covered. So please call Two Eagles Auto Body, 516-328-2527, 516-328-2527. Ask for John Rossi. They're located in New Hyde Park, Long Island. The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show also brought to you by Gina Conjemi Coffin, licensed real estate broker with Signature Premier Properties, 631-495-7696, 631-495-7696. Gina is a fantastic real estate agent. She's got you covered. She'll make it a very smooth process and stress-free. Give Gina a call. She works so hard for you and will make your head... She works so hard for you and will sell your house so fast it'll make your...
Head spin!
And, of course, Bella Vista Pizza.
Bella Vista Pizza.
154 Minetto Hill Road in Plainview. That's just a little south of the Long Island Expressway, central Long Island. 516-433-4464. They deliver. Or you can go there and get some great pizza. Every person we've ever brought there said it's the best pizza they've ever had. Friendly service. The guys are always smiling over there. They're good guys. They're friendly guys. They're funny guys. We love Bella Vista Pizza. And, of course, don't forget Knockem Dead Comedy. KnockemDeadComedy.com. That is the comedy troupe that we work with. We do all sorts of audience interactive comedy shows, audience interactive comedic murder mysteries, audience interactive comedic game shows, audience interactive comedic kid shows, even custom comedy work. You want something put together specifically for your event? We got it. We'll take care of it. Go to KnockemDeadComedy.com, get more information on us, find out who we are, what we do. There's videos and pictures and testimonials there as well. Hopefully we'll be back up and running soon for your corporate event, for your fundraiser, for your private party, for your establishment and you want to sell tickets and bring people in. We'll be available as soon as they say do it. That's right. KnockemDeadComedy.com. And don't forget Best of Long Island. Vote for Gov's Radio for Best Radio Station. Vote for Sallie for Best Long Island Personality. Vote for all of the shows from Gov's Radio that are up for Best Podcast.
It's nice that we were nominated, though. I mean, I think that's really cool.
Absolutely. And, of course, vote for our friends. Lots of our comedians are up for stuff. Lots of our friends are up for various nominations. The voting ends on December 15th, so it's almost time. But you can vote every day, once a day. So please go to Best of Long Island and vote. Thank you very much. And there you go. Are you having trouble?
Well, it took me a while to get going, I'll be honest. I had I had to go find the place where I could start sharing. It was a little bit of a thing. But then once I got going, I was fine. Sometimes it's a pain. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know why.
I don't know why.
But I'm good. I'm almost done. You can start. I'm almost done.
Okay, she's almost done.
Yeah.
All right. So the big news around here.
We have big news?
The big news around here. Well, not here in this building or anything, but here in New York.
Oh.
Our governor yesterday, Governor Cuomo, he had a press conference where he pulled out a white box.
The black box. Remember that? With Gore? Black box.
No.
You don't remember that?
No.
The lock box. Remember?
No.
He just, I don't know, Saturday Night Live did a whole thing on him with that.
Is that your whole story?
That's it. I don't remember what it was. Really. I don't remember what it was. All right, anyway.
So apparently you don't remember the black box either.
White box.
I think you were dreaming.
Mm-mm.
A white box, and he said, "This is the vaccine." He displayed some vaccines yesterday. Let's see what I got here.
Hello, Andrew Fremder, Lynn Riley, Tony's mommy, DiFilippo.
An actual box designed to transport and store about 5,000 doses of Pfizer coronavirus vaccine. Did I say corona?
It's got to be chilled, right?
Right.
Like really chilled, like refrigerator or freezer.
The first shipment of this vaccine is expected to reach New York on December 15th, the same day the Best Long Island voting's done.
Oh, okay.
Assuming federal approval. Cuomo later clarified that the vials in the box, which he left open immediately after a lengthy discussion of how the sensitive vaccine requires special handling, did not contain the actual vaccine.
So it was a prop.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all right.
Well, yeah, it was for the press conference. He was just showing.
Prop.
Right.
Yeah.
But everything else about the box was real. Everybody enjoys a good real box.
What was good about it?
Well, he was showing off the geo tracker, the thermal thermometer, and the dry ice wrapping covering the trays carrying the glass vaccine vials. Each vial will contain 5 vaccine doses. Those doses are frozen and need to be thawed for 30 minutes before they are diluted and need to stand for another 2 hours. Healthcare workers administering the vaccine only have a few short hours to use it, and it's only effective after a second dose.
Right.
So why would you put 5 doses in it?
I don't know. Maybe is it just 5 vials that contain a lot of dosage, or each vial is just 1 dose?
I don't know.
Wow. Yeah, it sounds like as complicated as making a cheesecake from scratch. So, you know who should be administering? Chefs, bakers. They should be the ones.
So you would trust Felix with giving you the vaccine?
I would trust my friend. Well, I don't know if Felix is a baker. He's a chef, which is a completely different ballgame. My friend Rita is a very good cook, but she's
a meter maid.
Baker. No.
Andy Plagenos got that if he's here.
I got it too. I'm just ignoring you. Because when you bake, everything matters. You can't switch out oils, people. You can't use vegetable oil instead of olive oil. It matters. Whereas, like, if you can't use butter with salt in it if it asks for a knot. Like, if you're cooking, if you're just making dinner, you could put anything you find in your refrigerator into that wok. Anything. It doesn't matter. It goes in, add a sauce, all tastes great. When you're baking, it's a big deal. And I remember one time I was making a cheesecake. One and only time. You had to have, like, I thought the directions were, like, fucking with me. And it wasn't. You had to take the eggs out, and they had to be room temperature for just amount of time. You had to have room temperature this. You had to, like, once you were finished putting it all together, you had to put it into the oven. You had to leave it alone. You couldn't open the door. Like, you ever hear of soufflés that you do all this work, you open up the oven door, and it's like, it just sinks. So, bakers need to give us the vaccine. Bakers. I trust them. I trust Rita. Because doctors are, they're in their office. They got, like, the next guy in the next room, the next woman in the next room. They're busy. They're scattered. Like, the doctor that I have, love him. He actually was, like, he had the computer in the room, and he's saying things about, like, my blood pressure. And I go, I seriously don't think you have my name up right. And he's like, oh, yeah, that was the last guy. Rita would not do that. Rita would know how to do a vaccine. Yeah.
So get Sallie a vaccine, but cut out her sugar.
Second cup of coffee, people.
No kidding.
So that was your thing?
What?
You were just concerned about, like there was only 5 that, like, 5 came in order and everyone has to have, like, 2?
No, I was just giving an update on what's going on.
Yeah, but I'm concerned about that too, because you have to go and you have to get the first shot. Then you have to wait, what did they say, a couple of weeks?
It doesn't say how long in between shots. It doesn't say.
I think it's like a couple of weeks.
But
and then you have to get the second shot, and the second shot makes you not feel so good for a day. Yeah. But there's this ex-congressman, John Delaney, is that the name? Yeah. And he's proposing that we have another, oh gosh, I'm losing the name. Another check by the government. What do they call it? Stimulus package. Another stimulus package. And if you get the vaccine, second vaccine, then you get your stimulus package of like $1,500. Like, would you do it then? Because there's a lot of like anti-vaxxers in there. There's a lot of people that are like, oh, I already had it. Why do I need the vaccine? So, like, if you were given a check, would you? Is something wrong? Am I talking too much or something?
Oh, what?
Okay.
What?
All right. I was just gonna finish that thought because it's all I have today.
Well, right. You actually said to me before we went on. I don't have anything today.
Yeah.
But nobody would know.
Well, it's just you started that, and then I had one that went right into it.
Sure.
Should I have waited?
No.
Sounds like I should have waited.
Absolutely not.
Please, you speak.
No, it's fine. It's totally fine.
Well, I'd like to talk to you about like the look on your face because I'm interested. Would you be one that would do that? You'd go and get the vaccine if you were given $1,500?
I think I would get it either way. I don't think. Oh, of course, I'll take the 15, but I think I would. I think I'll get it.
Yeah.
I'm not big on shots. Like I haven't gotten the flu shot in years.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really. I know this sounds funny because I had cancer, but I don't really get sick much.
You don't. You just get cancer.
I couldn't even tell you the last time I had a cold.
I know. He doesn't. He doesn't ever get sick.
So, and the last time I had a flu shot, it made me really sick. At least that's what I thought, because I got really sick a few days later. So, I mean, but
were you only sick for like a day, or were you sick for like 2 weeks?
Nah. Yeah, a few days.
Oh.
But this, if it's 94% effective, like they're saying, well then, yeah, I'll get it.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
And if the first responders who are getting it first, if they're still alive and kicking, well then I'll know it's safe. If they're all dying, I'll say I'm not going to get it because I'm low on that totem pole, man. We're not of any importance.
No.
Although we are considered essential workers.
No, we're not.
We are.
No, we're not.
We are.
How are we essential workers?
Every time I say this, you do this, because we're in a radio station, or a live outlet like this, is in the same. And I'm not saying whether it's right or wrong. I'm just telling you the facts. It's at the same level as a news outlet.
Come on, we're just like a couple of idiots.
I agree 100%.
Like Zach goes to Stop and Shop. It works. We need food from him.
At Works.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's considered an essential worker too.
Yeah, but
I'm not saying I agree or disagree, or I'm not giving my opinion. I'm just telling you, we're in that definition of essential workers. So I don't know. Maybe we would be able to get the shot early. I don't know. That would be wild.
Yeah, like all the hosts at Gov's Radio could get it like early.
I'm not going to do that because I personally do disagree with it because, like you said, we're just everyday normal slobs.
I feel like it's like I would borrow your handicap, sticker or something on my car. Like I can't do that. Like it's bad karma. Like I wouldn't do that. So I feel like it would be like that.
Well, that's actually one of the things I do have. All right. Well, first off, getting back to Andrew Cuomo from yesterday before we got into bakers and chefs. He did. Now I don't know if this was rumor or if this was something that actually happened. Where did this thing come from? But there was all sorts of stuff going around that Andrew Cuomo was not going to let the vaccine come into New York.
I never heard that. You told me that like last week. I never saw that.
I heard it, but I didn't hear it or read it from any.
Watching Fox News. Or
no,
something?
That's what I'm saying. I didn't see it on TV or in an article. I just heard this from other people. I never found anything that said that anywhere. So if you guys saw it somewhere, please tell us. But a lot of people were saying that
really?
Cuomo was not going to let this vaccine in because he didn't trust Donald Trump. So I don't know if that was true or not. But either way, what is true is that he said yesterday about the vaccine that he was showing everybody. He said, this is the weapon that's going to win the war. And then he said he will, in fact, take the vaccine himself very soon. So if he's taking it, I'm assuming he's letting it into New York. So whether that other story was true or not doesn't matter anymore. But here's the thing. So tapping onto what you were talking about, there's an article I read this morning that says athletes, politicians, and other wealthy and well-connected people have managed to get special treatment throughout the pandemic, including preferential access. Preferential.
They're preferred to the other people.
Am I saying it right?
Preferential.
Preferential.
Yeah. Good.
Preferential access to testing and unapproved therapies.
You mean like what Trump got?
Yes.
Okay.
Early access to vaccines will not be any different to what all these well-connected people were doing before. So, so a lot of these well-connected people and wealthy people will be reaching out to their doctors and reaching out to their connections, and they're going to try to fudge the definition of what exactly clarifies as an essential worker.
So they're going to use the handicap sticker, like some people do.
Right. Or they're going to claim to have, like if they have a minor illness or a condition, even though it doesn't really affect their everyday life, but they're going to try and use that to get them high up on the list as somebody at high risk who could get COVID, so they need to get the shot early on. Doctors across the country, they named one in this article. I didn't put his name down, but they talked to some anonymous ones too, who said that because there are doctors and companies where it's not really an insurance company, but people they can pay like $10,000 up to like $500,000 a year to just be a member of this service, where they get the best access to the best doctors in the whole country. And these doctors are saying that people, even on Thanksgiving, people were reaching out to them and saying, "Hey, you're going to get that shot for me, right?"
Wow.
So that's what these people are doing.
Well, I'd rather people fight over the shot than people not take the shot, and then we have this thing for like another 3 years.
Well, but I don't know, because then experts even agree that there would definitely be a black market of vaccines. So now you're kind of, because then you got to wonder if they're real. You got to wonder if they're gonna.
Like you're getting the placebo or something. You
Yeah.
worried about that?
I'm not worried about it because I'm not going to tap into the black market.
Yeah.
I only tap into the black market for movies and music.
Yeah.
Nothing that involves drugs.
No.
Just say no, people, boys and girls. So, although they might not get too far in the black market because the vaccines are going to be GPS tracked and traced.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But then that does lead to the question: who should be essential workers? I mean, I think we all agree first responders should come first. I think they should come first before the politicians, before our elected officials. That's how I see it. But places like right here in New York and a few other states, people who work with money, like bank tellers, are considered essential.
Yeah.
Because they're handling money, and their bank tellers in particular are dealing with the spit.
They're just kids. Like you say bankers, but they're usually just like, like I use Island Federal. Like I would want Becky, my favorite teller, to get it. She's got to deal with money all day long. It's, there's...
Why is Becky your favorite teller?
I don't know. I just find her funny. She's young.
Is she good looking?
She's cute, but she's young. She's like a child. I could have given birth to her. Yeah.
Places like Florida, they deem the WWE as essential.
What is that?
World Wrestling.
Oh, really? Because they're like grappling all over each other.
But would you say they're essential? Don't you think the wrestlers can wait a little bit?
So you're saying sports, but then you have to do sports. No, if you're doing that, then that's a sporting activity.
But Florida isn't saying, and the Miami Marlins, they're just saying WWE.
Because they love it so much.
Well, because our president is good friends with the WWE owner.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah,
I'm not getting political here, but
I hate finding stuff like that out.
Andy Plajanos, you give her the shot. Vincent Vega, Pulp Fiction.
Oh, yeah.
Give it a shot! Give it a shot! Let's see. Lynn Riley, yes. Oh, I'm wearing Lynn Riley's alma mater. Everybody's saying hi. Thank you. Oh, hello, Tom Galati. All our fellow knockers are here. I'd rather a white box than a black box. It's just my taste, says Greg DiFilippo. Greg wore a Knockem Dead comedy shirt on Graz's show last night, right? Was that a Knockem Dead comedy shirt I saw? Lockbox was the debate between Bush and Gore.
Yeah, what was it?
They were asked to sum up their campaigns in one word. Will Farrell, as Bush said, strategery.
Strategery.
I know.
Remember?
And Darrell Hammond, as Gore said, lockbox.
Yeah.
Like Cuomo or not, he has kept New York informed, and we are the fourth safest, says Lynn. Hello, Adam Snare. Adam Snare, did you see that yesterday? Taz yesterday on her live feed, she drew a picture of Adam Snare.
Oh, nice.
It was pretty good.
That's great.
You were talking about your baker?
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Plajanos is baked right now. I love how Sallie is comparing the vaccine to a canal, says Jeff Bosey. Adam Snare says you should be the Surgeon General.
Yep.
Speaking of a box, is it me or is it a funny coincidence how you put your tool in a box, then pull it out when you have to bang around your hammer and screw a few things? Yes.
One.
Andy Plajanos, my wife makes stuff. When it doesn't turn out, she's always like, I don't get it. All I did was leave out 50% of the ingredients. Tim Saliani's watching. We mentioned his show is premiering tonight. Mm-hmm. Films on tap at 9 o'clock. There's only a certain amount of vaccines allowed in the box because vaccine needs to be stored at sub-zero temperature, and if you put more than a certain amount, the sub-zero temperature will not be able to reach the designated amount. Oh, there you go.
Okay.
See? We learned something by reading a Fremder comment.
So then we take it away, so now he gets 3 more.
All right, but so again, though, is one vial one dose?
Yeah, we knew that already, but...
So,
but one vial might be a lot of doses.
Right, so that's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Right. Is it maybe 2 doses so you can get 10 people with this?
And is the first dose the same as the second dose? I was curious about that too.
All right, take it easy, Jeff Bosey. I read your comment. Screw this. I'm no longer typing. Can't get my damn jokes across. I'll wait till you get the phone lines up. Calm down. Don't make me come over there and... You're definitely on the list for Thanksgiving Eve next year. I'll find out where you live.
Jeff's a little cranky.
Yeah. This time in a month.
Mr. Cranky Pants.
This is the most fascinating concept of chef/vaccinator.
It's true. I did really well in chemistry in college, and it was me and this other girl, and we rocked it in lab because all the stupid boys in their 20s had no idea how to measure or do any kind of recipe whatsoever, and we were like top of the class just because we knew how to make brownies.
Another stimulus package. My package is always stimulated. However, I could always use some more.
Who said that?
And your Fremder.
1.
But that was good, though.
I get to be the judge of whether it's good or not.
Hello, Aaron White.
Hey, Aaron.
Tony is unbreakable now that he was broken.
From how you don't get colds. He doesn't ever get sick. It's the weirdest thing.
Platano says you guys are totally not idiots.
What? I don't get it.
Because we are. I decided to not be in the future today, says Plajanos. Is Tony on that new drug Flocka? He keeps turning around and swinging at nothing. No, there was... back me up, right? There's a...
No, I saw nothing.
Dick.
I swear. No, I'm not even messing with you. I'm like, what does he keep doing this for?
Cuomo, according to Plajanos, Cuomo said the state would go through its own process if it seemed like it had been rushed for political reasons.
But he said that like 2 months ago. Like it was like before the election when I think Cuomo was fearing that Trump would just rush the vaccine for his own election purposes. I think that's why he said it.
Saliani says other people told him a cow started the Chicago fire. Fremder would like to go back to talking about dog dicks.
Okay, now he gets one taken away. So now he's back to 0.
He has a feeling that this vaccine at some point will be mandatory, and if you do not show proof that you have had it, you will have some of your rights as a citizen stripped completely away until you comply.
I'd rather just be handed $1,500. It's more positive. I like positive reinforcement. So you get the shots, you get handed $1,500.
And then you grab the ID of a dead person so you can go back and get it again and get another 15.
You're weird.
D. Filippo says supposedly the vaccine makes you grow a third testicle.
Oh. Well, I don't have any, so I could get one.
Adam Snare, you're absolutely correct. Correct.
Correct.
You're absolutely correct. I just made up a word. You're not only correct, you're correct.
You're correct. You are so correct.
Well, and that's what he's making fun of me about. You're essential, and you can't even say preferential.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was having trouble with that word.
It could be
preferential.
It could be a difficult word.
Preferential. Preferential. Anyone who isn't a literal frontline worker should have to take the anthrax vaccine along with the COVID one. Shit sucked. You took it, which I'm assuming you did.
Anthrax?
Mm-hmm. I've never had a flu shot, and I've also never had the flu. The more germs you're immune to, the better off you are. You've never had the flu for MDA? Not once?
I've only had it like twice. Maybe more.
I'm surprised they haven't tried to tap into getting rid of the word black market. Yeah, that's true. What would you call it? Just the market?
Market.
Florida considered everything essential. Doesn't matter what it is. The WWE is totally necessary and essential. For men in tights to prance around a ring and pretend like they're hurt, that makes sense. Oh, it wasn't supposed to be cannoli. It wasn't supposed to be canal. It was supposed to be cannoli.
Oh.
All right, well, I'm not going back to read the joke. The evil version of Tim's show is tap-on films. They all have coach and vomit beer. It's terrible. That was from Jay. 5 doses per vial. They are concentrated and will get diluted. And then Aaron says, good morning.
So you have 25. Well, still, that's an odd number. That's 25, right? You said 5 vials, 5 doses in each vial. That's 25.
25 doses, right. So one person gets one dose, not dose, one dose and not the second one.
Maybe it comes, maybe there's 10 that come. I don't know.
Thank you, Andrew. He likes correct.
Maybe he knows there's going to be at least one dumbass who doesn't show up for the second dose.
Correct is like Andrew Plagianos' word, passa probably.
Passa probably.
Passa probably. That's a...
Correct.
All right.
I like correct.
You like correct?
Yeah.
Well, thanks. Will you give me credit?
Yeah.
Whenever you use it?
Yeah. Correct.
All right. Well, speaking of dumb people, so Sallie has her nerd moments when she talks about, what do I call your nerd segments when you talk about, like science and the planets and stuff?
Call it You're Not Getting Any Tonight.
I already got it this morning, which is why I say that.
Shut up.
So, well, you started it. You're not getting any. Well, I have my nerd moments when I talk about music.
Yes, you do. But they're good. I love them.
Well, thanks. I do, so I do have some music tidbits today.
Okay.
One of them is really stupid. It's just really stupid, and it's probably as nerdy as you can get. Okay, there's this artist. His name is Rutherford Chang. He has this thing where he likes to collect copies of the Beatles' White Album from all over the world. You guys are familiar with the Beatles' White Album?
He just has it. He'll just keep a whole bunch of albums.
Listen to this. He's been collecting them in any condition for years. This is the Beatles album. It's the double album, and it's just a white cover, and it just says the Beatles in the corner. It's a little diagonal.
Is that the
just
one
as
where
the
it's
Beatles.
weird yelling and shit?
Weird yelling? Oh yeah, my favorite song, Revolution 9, is on there. Yeah.
Okay.
But there's great songs on there. Back in the USSR is on there, and Revolution and Helter Skelter.
Okay.
Lots of great tunes.
Revolution is great. I like that song.
Dear Prudence, While My Guitar Gently Weeps,
Oh, that's good.
and the list goes on and on.
Okay.
This guy, Rutherford Chang, he's been collecting.
Just albums, not CDs.
I don't know actually, but I don't know. I'm assuming yes, it's got to be records because he prefers first edition copies.
Okay.
Later pressings removed the serial number and embossed the Beatles on the cover. The first edition printing had the Beatles was it was like 3D where you could touch it and it would be like you could feel the bumps of the letters, and then it had a serial number underneath.
Okay.
Then later pressings, the word the Beatles was just flat, and there's no serial number.
All right.
He also prefers to collect first pressings that are not in mint condition. So if you wrote on yours, or if you spilled coffee on it,
Jizzed on
this
it.
is
Oh, sorry.
goodness. For Chang, the more owners who have decorated the bare white cover with their own artwork, the better. Various stains are okay too. He says, I was interested in the different ways that the covers aged, he told the New York Times. Being an all-white cover, the changes are apparent. The serial numbers made collecting them seem natural. The more I got, the more interesting it became.
So he doesn't really even want the record. He just wants the
the album cover.
Like if an album cover came to him without the record, he'd be just as thrilled.
As you see, many of them are written on, and each one has a story.
Right.
It's basically, buying somebody's
I like
junk.
this. Yeah.
You like this.
Yeah, why not?
The accumulation of the stories is part of it.
If I lived with him, I wouldn't like it.
But it's also about how the physical object, the record, just doesn't exist anymore. Well, that's not true. They still make records. In 2013, Chang displayed his collection, then at around 700 copies.
Wow. How many does he have? I like the ending. I don't like surprises. Lead with the ending.
When you used to be in a book club, did you read the last page first?
I used to do that before I was in a book club.
Did you really?
Yeah, because I couldn't take it, but I don't do that anymore.
What's the point of watching a movie or reading a book when you already know the ending?
I'll know whether
It's like
I'll
watching
like
a
the book or
repeat.
not. Like if you're reading like a 300, 500 page book, you'll know whether you like the ending.
So let me see. Oh, he dies. Oh, now I'll like it. What does that even mean?
I know. I don't know. I don't do it anymore.
In New York, Soho, there's a gallery called the Recess Gallery. In 2013, it displayed its collection of 700 copies.
Oh, cool. I would love to see that.
It was the gallery was set up to look like a record store, with the divider cards organizing the records by serial number. But the artist then used the space to buy more copies rather than sell what he had already acquired. While the exhibit called "We Buy White Albums," so even that is a real original title. The exhibit ran a few months, but he bought so many albums from people who came to see this thing. You can now see his inventory on Instagram. Chang updates it regularly and currently has more than 2,700 copies
Of the same album.
of the same album.
Well, how much does he charge? Or how much do people charge him usually?
I don't know.
Like, full retail? Like, is it a $20 or $15 album, or is it more because they know he wants it, or is it like, oh, here, you're doing something cool, give me $1 or a piece of candy or something?
To me, I mean, again, I'm the first to admit I am a nerd when it comes to music. I have 6,000 CDs, but I listen to them and use them. I don't have 6,000 of the same CD.
You get a little nerdy sometimes. You have to
absolutely. All the time.
disclose the fact that, like, let's say you bought an album or you bought a CD long ago, and then, like, let's say, just sticking with the Beatles. Let's say the Beatles re-threw it out there. They might change one song or one word, or he'll be like, oh, I'll have to have that. Like, you were a little nerdy.
Yeah, but then I don't keep both. I'll get rid of the old one.
Really?
Oh yeah.
When you want that one because it's a little different, and it's like first one out.
I don't know first editions and all that stuff. No, I don't care about that stuff.
Okay.
I just like to have the music.
And isn't the liner notes?
And I like to have the liner notes.
Different
yes.
from like the first to second. There's no way you're lying. There's no way you throw out the first one because you would.
I didn't say throw it out, but I sell it or I give it to somebody or I trade it in.
Because I could see that you would want the liner notes of the first one too, because it would be different.
I do prefer.
You'd hand it out like this. You'd be like.
I prefer the liner notes. I do prefer the liner notes from the original album.
You prefer the liner notes over like the music sometimes. I think you just like love to like, you read about it. You're really interested in that stuff.
I do like to see what the artists themselves, when they first put the album out, their original vision. So I like to read those liner notes and see those pictures. But usually when an album gets re-released later on, like a deluxe edition, they'll include the original stuff with the new stuff. So.
All right, because they've dealt with people like you before. They probably didn't do that at first, and then
people like me before the word nerd.
All you nerds were like, "Oh, we have 2 liner notes," and they're like, "Oh, please, all right, we'll add it in, nerd." Yeah, right? Don't you think that's what happened?
Couldn't have said it better myself. All right, so here's my other piece of music news. So, which I'm a little perplexed for a few different reasons.
Hey, before you start that,
okay.
just I want to do this in the middle of the show because it's important for kids.
You want to fart?
I don't.
Important. Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead. And then
I don't want it to like leave
go
at
ahead,
the end.
and then I'll read comments, and then I'll do this.
Because it's really important.
Yep, it is.
One of the hosts that we have at Gov's Radio, he's from the his name's Steve.
What show is he from?
He's from the Steve Squared Show.
Oh, what a coincidence!
But he is great, and he's such a good guy. And every year,
well, which Steve is it? Well, they're both great guys. You don't even know, do you?
If you tell me his last name, like, I'll know it.
Is it Steve K or Steve M?
K.
Oh, Steve Kaminsky.
Yeah. I was going to come up with Kalaplatsky. I can't like remember his last name.
We should read books over the weekend so we know how to say words.
But anyway, so he every year he's a fitness director at Planet Fitness, but
he's a personal trainer.
It's all like closed down now, so he can't. Not a lot of people are coming in, and it's not the same like amount of people that he normally has. And what he does is he does Toys for Tots, and he's done it for like year after year after year, and he gives a lot of toys to kids, and it's a really good program. So he said, he called me last night. He said, do you think governors would let him put out the bin for Toys for Tots? I'm like, it's a ghost town here. The comics aren't here. It's closed down. Tumbleweeds are blowing by. No. So he was like, oh, I'm really sad because now I'm not going to be able to like do what I usually do. So I said, well, why don't you just give me an address and I'll tell people on the show and we could boost it. When I go home, I could put it on Facebook. I could put it, at Governors itself, and we could put like the name and address, and people could just like go on Amazon and mail you a toy. It's like, because he's like, well, maybe we could do like a drive outside the building anyway. And I'm like, but then everyone has to get into their car, go buy a toy, bring it to you here. Just go to Amazon, put in this guy's name and address, and send a toy. So I'm gonna write it in the.
So he gave you an address?
He gave me an address, and I can say it. It's but I'll write it into. Just make sure you put Toys for Tots on it. And you use the last name Sardine, Sardine.
Put Toys for Tots on it? The guy is like, isn't he in his 30s? Is he going to really think that somebody's sending him a toy?
It's not going to go to his home address. It's going to go to a place in Garden City that will collect the toys.
Ah.
And it's 605 Stewart Avenue, Garden City, New York, 11530.
All right, hang on. I'll type it in as you're saying it. So
all right, so
address it to who?
Sardine, Sardine.
Well,
John Sardine.
All right, it says Sergeant John Dart.
You're gonna keep it simple for Amazon. They just want John Sardine. Sardine. Put in there like Toys for Tots, and if there's no room, don't do it.
I hit the wrong button. Hang on, can I get rid of it?
But if everyone, what are toys? Like $7? Just like send a toy to them, because they're having a really all Toys for Tots are having like a really hard time this year, because there's used to like places outside of businesses, and people usually, like, I remember when I worked for Marriott, like they used to do.
Go ahead, keep talking.
It's
I got it.
right
Yep, I got
there. It. They used to have it like one of the managers would have to put a Toys for Tots thing together, which was great. And now no one's really doing it, so they're having a really hard time. So send a toy if you can. It would really mean a lot. Let people have a fun Christmas. So it's 605 Stewart Avenue, Garden City, New York 11530. John Sardine. Toys for Tots.
It's actually not too far from here.
Yeah. He's like, I feel bad, like I can't like pick everything up and bring it. And I'm like, this is easy. No one wants to get in the car and drop something off. People just want to send it, put in a new address on Amazon, make sure when you order again, you change the address back or even delete it, because, you don't want all your Christmas stuff going there. Anyway, thanks everyone in advance for doing that. That would be really awesome.
All right, Lynn Riley says her son also works at Stop and Shop. Never a temperature check, no testing. That is messed up. That is kind of messed up. Let's play a game. The Tony, Sallie, and Andrew joke off. I say a comment. Tony has 5 seconds to think of a different name to call me. Andrew Fremder, Andy Fremdier, etc. If Tony can't think of a different name to call me, he cannot read my comment and Sallie wins. The less time Tony has to think of a different name, the funnier it will sound. Think fast. I'm not that good. You're correct. It is possible. Correct sounds like something that you need an appointment for. Adam Snare says, the White Album, isn't that the Monkees? That explains the glow in your faces. Tony and Sallie playing a little pogo stick this morning. Sallie going straight to jizz for the win. Yes, this guy is a hoarder. He collects one thing.
Yeah, I would not want to live with this man.
But,
But I would like all
he's a hoarder. He freaking gets to have an art exhibit from being a hoarder.
It's cool. Like, you get to see the same album with all these different writings on it. I think it's cool. I would go see it.
All right, so let's save every piece of paper that you write on.
Oh, yeah, that would be bad.
I love music as well as... Sorry?
I could have a sticky note.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Let's save every piece of paper that you write on.
I have a sticky note problem. I really do.
She does.
I do.
She does.
I have a sticky note problem.
They're all over the freaking place.
Yeah, but because then I get to throw them out. I throw them out, though.
No, you don't.
I do. Every once in a while, I'll organize them, and then I chuck them out.
Once every 6 months, she goes through them and then throws them out.
That's true.
I love music as well, even country. One time I got to see Dolly Parton.
Here's today's sticky notes.
I even met her backstage as she bent over to pick something up. I was able to see her Dolly's Parton.
Is that Fremder?
No.
All right, you're on number 2.
I don't know if I should read this one that he
Who
said.
is it?
The Fremder.
No.
Right there on top. Well, you guys can see it if you go back. It's about him starting with a book from the end.
Yeah.
Alice in Chains had 2 different issues of their album Dirt. The only difference was 2 songs were transposed. I only found this out when a dude in the AF stole my original CD.
Oh.
All right, but if you knew, you would have went out to buy both?
No.
It's okay, Tony. I will let everybody know about your secret collection of Yanni CDs.
Do you have a Yanni?
No.
Do you?
No, I don't. Honest to God, I do not have a single thing of Yanni.
What about that? The woman who sings in that way? You know who I mean? She's very Yanni, only.
Well, it's hard to say because Yanni doesn't sing, so I have no idea who you're talking about.
All right, really? It's just
yeah, he plays. He's a keyboard player.
Oh, I thought he sang too.
So I don't know who you're talking about.
Okay.
Andy Fremdier has a music collection that he will never give up. Music now in this day and age are all digital now, but it's always good to have the lyrics so when you're in a group of people, you don't look like an idiot by humming the words to a song that you don't understand. Hello, Matt Grice. He says, "What's up, bitches?"
Yeah, he's so, like, he's on, like, number 892.
Oh, my goodness. Plagano says, "Just tell the poor kids that Santa died of COVID." My God, you're like the Grinch. Wow. Yeah, Lynn Riley likes this whole thing that the Steve Squares is doing. So put it on Facebook and they'll share.
He just felt awful because he was like, how am I not going to do this year? You know, it's like his thing. He loves to do it. He loves to, like, help out the kids, so.
Oh, that's a good idea, Jeff Posey. There's a charity for me. It's called Toys for Tits. Show me your tits and I'll give you a toy.
Give you a toy? Oh, that's really creepy.
Andy Fremder also loves Alice in Chains. He loves to hear her voice screaming from the basement. That was funny. Plagano says a 2 sticky note pad a day habit. Oh, he's making fun of you.
Yeah.
I have a large collection of Boy George. D. Filippo is the one with the Boy George fetish. He's always bringing them up.
He brings him
He's
up
been
a
bringing
lot.
them up pretty much from the day he started watching Gov's Radio.
Yeah.
Am I anti-Greek? Is that why I don't have any Yanni? Oh, you're thinking of Yanni. You're thinking of Enya.
Yes.
Sail away, sail away.
Who knows me?
Andy Plajanos.
Oh, I knew it, Andy. That's exactly who I was thinking of.
Pearl Jam's second album has 2 versions. At first it was titled 5 Against 1. Then it was renamed Versus. Yeah, see, so that's what I mean. I wouldn't...
He wouldn't do that.
No, as long as all the music's the same, then I'm
yeah,
good.
then it doesn't matter to
you. All right, so my other music thing is a little...
Oh, right.
It's a little odd.
Okay.
So, Eric Clapton is receiving some backlash.
Why?
Well, he just put out a new song today. It's on iTunes. It's called Stand and Deliver.
Is it good?
I barely listened to it. I haven't really caught much of it yet, so it's hard to say.
Who are you?
I'm sorry. But it was written by Van Morrison.
Oh.
But now Van Morrison, he's catching a lot of flack because he's been very vocal. He apparently does not believe in the quarantine. He doesn't believe we should be wearing masks.
Van Morrison's very cranky.
Yeah, Van Morrison's a weird dude.
He's been cranky since he was like 40. Yeah.
So, and he's been putting out songs this year where he's comparing, everybody being told to wear masks. He's comparing it to slavery. Like he's being very radical about it. So apparently this song, Stand and Deliver, is about the musicians and performers that can't do their job and make a living because of all this.
True.
Right. So, but, so instead of Van Morrison doing it, Clapton recorded it and he put it out.
Good.
But, all right, so that's my first concern. I totally get it, and we've talked about it a million times here on this show, but in England, where Clapton and Van Morrison are from, they're in a lockdown again. Mm-hmm. Their numbers went back up. What's the alternative? What's the alternative?
There isn't.
Right.
And it's gone down. Since they've been in lockdown, it's gone down 34% in England.
Right. So,
yeah.
So how do you fight this? Unless you just don't believe that this stuff is real.
But okay, so let me ask. So Cranky Pants wrote the song, but he wrote like a good. What's the lyrics? So the lyrics is like, oh, it sucks, we can't, play safely in front of people, or are the lyrics like?
Well, why don't you look it up? See if it's out. I mean, it's brand new. I don't know if it'll be out there.
Or other lyrics like, I can't believe I have to wear a mask. People should just die. Like it's different.
There was something in this song that compared it to slavery again, but so I don't really get it. But then
Eric Clapton.
Stand and Deliver. It's called. There it is.
Yeah, but I need lyrics. Okay.
Are the lyrics there? Simple yes or no question.
Not yet.
Really? Nowhere?
Yeah, usually it.
All right, but then the next thing I don't understand with this, the so some people are speaking out against Clapton, and there is did I not write the name? Clapton continuing to take home the top prize for the dumbest cock on the planet, according to some singer whose name I didn't know. This is the man who wants you to go outside while he sits all safe in his mansion with the best doctors available to him.
They're talking about Van Morrison.
No, they're talking about Clapton.
Oh,
her
really?
name is Jamil.
Huh.
So she's criticizing Clapton for doing this. She apparently is a younger singer. She's fairly new. And so she's complaining that he's saying these things and fighting. Meanwhile, he doesn't have to. The guy, yeah, I mean, Clapton hasn't had, he hasn't had to work probably in 40 years. He's been a millionaire since the 60s. But what I don't understand is people like this Jamil person, and other people too, they're now going after Clapton because in the 60s and 70s, the man was an alcoholic. He was a fall-down drunk.
And he cheated on his wife.
Yeah. But he was a fall-down drunk.
Okay.
And in 1975 or 6 or something, 76, he was on stage in England, and he said to the crowd, if there's any foreigners in the audience, please leave. Don't just leave the hall, leave our country. I don't want you here, in the room, or in my country. The blacks and the Arabs and the Jamaicans don't belong here. We do not want them here. This is England. This is a white country. We don't want any blacks living here.
He said that?
We need to make clear to them that they are not welcome.
Who? No way.
He
Really?
then went on to say that England is a white country made for white people. All right, but again, he has since he got sober in the mid '80s, and has said since, I was a drunken fool. I did a lot of stupid things. I am not a racist. I have dated black women. There are black people in my band. This is something he said.
I'm surprised he said all that.
Okay.
But he did.
But that's my question now. First off, what does that have to do with the vaccine and what he's saying about and the song he puts out? But secondly, it's just like Kevin Hart. He can't host, an award show for something he said 15 years earlier.
He totally could have. Kevin Hart just didn't Kevin Hart back down?
Well, because
they weren't going to kick Kevin Hart.
They were going to
off.
kick him out. Absolutely.
You really do?
Yes.
You really think that?
But plenty of people have caught flack for things that they have said years prior. This is something this man said 45 years ago and has since, as long as 30 years ago, has said, it's not like he's saying it now. They're clear, because he's in trouble. He said it 30 years ago. When I was drunk all the time, I was a mess and I was an idiot.
I really thought just Americans were racist. I didn't really get that, like, people in England. I really didn't think it was in England. I mean, I know it's all over the world, but I didn't think England was like America.
Why? Why wouldn't they be?
I don't know.
So now you're confusing me even more.
Because when you watch old shows, like when you watch shows in America, they're all white. Unless it's like, oh, the black show. It's like, it's right. It's like just lately that it's not a big deal. Whoever is, I mean, like Louis
C.K.
Louis C.K. He had a show, I think it was called Louis, just plain.
That was one of his shows, yes.
Yeah. And who played his ex-wife is the lady from This Is Us.
Okay.
The black lady.
Yeah, the hot black chick. Yeah.
Yeah. And, like, people are like, oh, wow, is your ex-wife in real life? Because he's got, like, 2 little daughters who the actresses that play his two little daughters are similar to his real life two little daughters. I'm like, wow, is Louis C.K.'s wife, ex-wife, black? And he's like, no, people came and tried out for the role, and she's the one who nailed it. Like, that's where we are today.
Okay.
And I feel like England was already there a long time ago. Like, you watch, like, Doctor Who, doesn't matter what color you are. You know, like, there's a lot of, like, English shows that, like...
That's one show, though.
Yeah, but you think it's as bad as here?
I have no idea. I don't know anything about England shows. I know Fawlty Towers. I know... I can, count on one hand how many English shows I know. But I'm saying, why wouldn't they be? They're just... Of course, there's jerks here. There's great people here. There's jerks there and great people there. Why wouldn't there be? Unfortunately, but why wouldn't there be racism there?
Yeah. It's surprising. That's surprising.
But are we going to hold this guy accountable for something he said 40 years ago that 10 years later he said, I'm sorry, I was stupid. I did a lot of stupid things when I was drunk.
No, I think you get I think you get another chance. For me.
Right. It's been 30 years since he apologized.
How old was he when he said that dumbass remark?
76. I know his birthday only because...
You're so gay.
No, because he was born 2 weeks before my mother. That's the only reason.
Oh, right, okay.
So he was 31.
You're a big Clapton fan.
I'm a huge Clapton fan, yeah.
Yeah.
So he was 31. Yeah, 76. Yeah. Right? Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I always kind of think,
And he was bad, too.
Every day's a new day.
And he was really bad. If you watch his...
The drunkardness, not his racism.
Right.
Right.
And it wasn't only that either. It was coke, and he was a bad heroin user in the early 70s. If you watch the documentary, Eric Clapton, Life in 12 Bars. And that's what the whole thing's about. Just, his addictions and being sober. And since he was sober, he's been married, and he's been faithful, and he's been married for, 20, 30 years now. He has, a bunch of kids, and he lives a normal life now. Okay. So we can't, right? We don't hold this guy accountable for something he said 45 years ago. So I don't understand, whether he's racist or not, what does that have to do with...
It's such a big statement, though, what he said. He wasn't just like, it's not like he just hired white guys.
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with...
It was awful.
But it has nothing to do with
like,
COVID.
if he said that about, like, women, I'd be like...
Screw you, Eric Clapton.
See me in another 40 years, Eric Clapton.
Forget the sheriff, I'll shoot you, Clapton.
Oh, he did that song?
He was one of the people who did that song. He had a big hit with it. Big hit with it. Hit with it. Wow. All right, let's do comments, and then we're out.
All right.
Let's see.
What was the word? Co-write? I just want to remember.
Co-write, yeah.
Co-write. I try to look up lyrics, and no one's bothered to type them out yet since the song just came out today.
Andy Fremder actually does have a collection of Yanni CDs. He is amazing and one of my biggest influences for score writing. All right. That works because we played it the other day. Some great music by Andy Fremder. Who was the big ugly dude that played the ukulele? Do you have any of his albums? No, but I have that.
Tiny Tim, right?
No. Maybe he is talking about Tiny Tim.
Yeah.
Tiptoe. That guy was weird, man. That was a strange dude.
He seemed nice.
Sorry isn't good enough, Tony, says Andy Plajanos. What did I say sorry for?
Well, maybe he's saying Clapton, maybe even though it's been 40 years. It's a lot. It's a lot to take in what he said. That's bad.
If you're going to tell people that Santa has COVID because... Oh, is that what it is? Sorry isn't good enough? But what are you supposed to do? You say you're sorry, I was stupid. He wasn't part of the KKK. He didn't kill a black man. He saw the error of his ways. He said he was sorry, and he's dated black women. He has his band members are black. Some of the best musicians have played with Clapton who are black. What are you supposed to do?
People can have a big turnaround. I mean, that's the whole point of learning. That's the whole, and a lot of times racism is just based on ignorance. So if all of a sudden you're not ignorant about the topic,
right,
or the people. Why shouldn't you if you completely feel completely different?
Right.
And it's not just that he's learned to shut his pie hole about it.
Right.
And he's actually really learned how ridiculous he is that, the color of someone's the pigment in their skin. You know how ridiculous it is.
And isn't that the goal?
Yeah.
Well, you know, you do and say something stupid. The idea is to turn that person around, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's horrible what he said.
Yeah.
But he didn't. He's not Bill Cosby. You know, Cosby should sit in jail for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Clapton, I mean, you know, fine. You may not, if you knew him, you may not want to talk to him.
It was an awful opinion that he no longer has.
Right. He eventually changed his ways.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
All right. Yeah. Okay.
If you're going to tell people that Santa has COVID because you didn't get anybody presents, you might as well avoid moving around the elf on the shelf by throwing him in a plastic bag and telling everyone he's quarantined. Tony, would you look at your own member? Do you sing it? You look wonderful tonight. Jeff Posey.
Yeah.
Not Andy Frimner. Lynn Riley is very disappointed in Van. She is boycotting him. He is out of his mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a strange dude, too.
Van Morrison, he's one of those singers, because I really love Van
A
Morrison.
lot of people do. Love his songs.
Yeah, I really love his songs so much. And, like, some of my favorite songs have been written by Van Morrison. So I struggle with this. But he is Mr. Cranky Pants. He is...
And that's the thing. We've talked about that before in here. You know, like Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
Can you separate
You have to
the work
separate.
from the person? You know, Bill Cosby himself, one of the funniest stand-up
Sometimes he
movies
can't.
I've ever seen in my life. Can you separate? Michael Jackson, can you separate?
Maybe because I've known maybe because I've seen him in concert and I've been mad at him. Like one time I was so mad at him this one time. I know I've told the story before, but like I was in California. My first child was born. It was months and months and months of really awful stuff because Sam was like, he was a preemie. Big deal. And friends of mine took me out to see Van Morrison in a small concert hall. He comes out and he decides on his own, without even saying anything in the tickets, that this is the night he's just going to play piano jazz. So after the first 8 jazz songs, like people started booing. Like we were like, "Come on, brown-eyed girl," you know. Like we were like, it was he's playing and like he's listening to the boos and he's actually doing this. He's going. Yeah, like I could still picture him. He's like 4 foot, 4 feet. He's like this. He's like, I'm like,
I would have loved to have seen that.
I know, but like for me, I'm like, it's the first time I've been out of the house in a year.
Damn the van.
And this fucking man played jazz the entire night.
But he was
the entire night.
He was good with the Doors, says Adam Snare.
So I understand the anger towards him.
Matt Grice says, if I want to learn how to sing a song, then Van the Man can comment. If I want to learn how to navigate a pandemic, I'm going to listen to Fauci.
Exactly. I love Fauci.
I don't know, says Plagianos. My cock is pretty dumb. Saliani says, I'm not taking advice from a guy who doesn't lock his 5th floor walk-up window while running a daycare.
I don't get it.
He's talking about Clapton.
Oh. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Plagiano says slow hand. That's a popular...
Do you know how that happened? It was window washers.
No, it was the maid.
I thought it was window washers that it was there that day and they didn't close it back up afterwards.
Oh, I could.
Well, it was she was in charge.
Yeah, but I thought she left. I thought she opened it for some reason and left it. Slow hand is one of the nicknames for Clapton that he's had through the years. He's had a few different nicknames. So Andy Pajanos points it out, slow hand, but now it's just more like slow. Lynn Riley says Clapton cheated on his wife. He acquired George Harrison's wife, that's a true story too.
But he cheated other than her, right?
Well, he wasn't married. He was never married before. He took George Harrison's wife.
Yeah.
They got married. That was his first marriage, and then probably about 10 years later, he did cheat on her. And that's actually the kid that died. That he had that kid, while cheating on his first wife. This is like hearing Barney the dinosaur go on a Holocaust-denying rant. Eric is just upset because he didn't get a ton of clap at his last performance. Oh, Frender, you lost points on that one. If he's so upset, he should write another song about it. Gotta run. Have a great weekend. You too, Greg.
Bye, Greg.
Yes, see, Lynn says it too. We can all learn. Change and be remorseful. That needs to be taken into consideration.
Yeah, everyone can have a chance if, you know.
What's the difference between a bag of Coke and a 4-year-old? Clapton would never let a bag of Coke out of his sight. Yeah. Plagano says England has a pretty racist undercurrent.
Read that. I'm curious.
Fremder says, whether you're watching a white show or a black show, sometimes there are racist things and comments that are said. However, if you go back far enough, the black and white Charlie Chaplin videos where nothing is said, it's just good interracial comedy.
Okay. I was talking about the, that's all it was.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. All right.
I only know Eric Clapton's birthday because I like to wear his balls like a goatee. That's the problem with all digital records. They never go away. Many hold politicians responsible for things they said years ago, but again, mindset changes with experience. Yeah, again, but
I guess you have to weigh it.
Like David Duke. I mean, this guy was the president of the KKK. No, you're not going to you're not going to be my senator or whatever the hell he ran 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Clapton must hate Jamaicans because he stole a Jamaican song to have a hit. My friend Mac Rice. My friend was leading a meeting in the Bahamas, and some guy was winging in the back of the meeting. Whining about this and that. My friend tore him a new asshole about how he should just be grateful to be sober. When they left, my friend was like, "I can't believe you just told off Eric Clapton like that." Sounds like Mac Rice is telling.
Maybe not.
Fibs. You can't hold Eric Clapton accountable when he writes a song about banging one of the Beatles' wives because she looks beautiful that night. Oh, hello, Kirsten. You can't have standards for one person being a racist because they apologize just because you like them and not another because you don't like them.
No, I don't think that's what we're saying. I think you do have to take it individually because, as far as like forgiveness, if you really feel like a person has changed, what's her face? I can't think of her name. She's like a big mentor for Oprah, and she always has this, this comment, when you
Dr. Phil.
when you know how to do better, or whatever it is, and it's true. Like if you like grow as a person, it isn't just because you like the person, because it depends on how bad it was, I guess.
Nikki says, have a great weekend. You too, Nikki. Andy Fremder posted a bunch of links. And Fremder, is this links to your music? If it is, go check it out. But be careful, because knowing him, it could be a link to porn. All right, we're out. Toys for Tots. We posted in the comments the address. We'll post it again on Gov's Radio later.
Yep.
The big premiere is tonight. Films on Tap with Tim Saliani and his pals. That's tonight at 9 o'clock. Nothing tomorrow, right? Felix is on Sunday at 11 a.m. So get yourself some Felix on Sunday. Learn how to make some good food. Sallie and I will be back on Monday. Not only will we be back on Monday, but we just might be back like this.
Oh, wow.
With a mic in my face as opposed to other things in Sally's face.
Bye, everyone. Have a really good weekend.
We might be back with the equipment and phones and all sorts of cool stuff, so maybe we'll be able to take some calls. Everybody have a great weekend. We're very excited. Hopefully we'll be back with this stuff on Monday. We'll see. You'll see with us, because we won't know until Monday morning. Everybody have a great weekend. Sallie and I will see you again Monday at 11. Bye, everybody. Have a great weekend.